Hey everybody, this is Russell Holly. You're at Android Central, and today is Nexus Day, and that means we've got the Nexus 6P that we're going to go ahead and unbox and see what's going on underneath of this weird material here. Alright, so here we have the retail packaging for the Nexus 6P, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at what's inside. We've got the P here on the outside, picture of the phone on the back, and it's this sleeve over this kind of soft cardboard material. So we're going to try and slide the sleeve off. It looks like it's got some adhesive there, so we're going to have to peel this part. So it's not so much a sleeve as a cover keeping the box sealed. We've got another P on the front here, just slightly embossed. Another P. I don't know, guys, I think this might be the 6P. And here we go. We've got power cord. This is USB Type-C to Type-C. So if you don't have USB Type-C on your computer and you want to do some data transfer, you're going to need an adapter. And the power brick that supports it. But the main event here is the Nexus 6P. Just slide it out of its protective sleeve. We've got the black version here. It's cool to the touch. Nice metal back feel to it. Fingerprint sensor there. Front facing speakers. And we'll go ahead and power it on. We've got the new Google logo showing up here and the new Nexus boot animation that we saw when the Marshmallow developer preview first showed up, where we've got these 4 dots that cycle through. And while that's booting up, you can see that camera bump is really, really slight. Like, you barely notice it. It's not nearly as big a deal as we first thought from some of the renders that we saw. And that's it. We're ready to insert a SIM card, which we'll do from the SIM slot that's over there. And then we've got volume and power here and fingerprint sensor in the back. I'll set this aside for a second. You see we've got Google Play Music 90 days on us. Open the Play Music app to get started. And then we see the SIM pin, instruction manual, and look! We have a USB A to C adapter in the box. So all is not lost, but it's a really short cable for data transfers. Something to keep in mind. You're probably going to want to look for a bigger cable if you're charging from something that's not USB Type-C or from the included power brick. It only makes sense to compare just briefly the new 6P to the original Nexus 6. Motorola and Huawei have clearly approached this from pretty different directions. We can see the metal back to the Huawei is not only thinner, but not nearly as wide as the original Nexus 6. We can see there's some thickness difference there, as well as just a tiny bit of width, but what it loses in width, it gains just slightly in height. There's also that slight camera bump here on the back, but really, you know, just an overall thinner feel to the 6P. It really just feels very nice when you hold it and lacks some of the bulk that we got from the original Nexus 6. So definitely not only a visual but physical improvement as you go to hold these two side by side. So as you can see, there's a lot to like about this phone, but we've obviously got a lot more questions that need to be answered, especially how we feel about things like the new USB Type-C port and how the camera works and what we think about the battery. Those are all things that are going to take a little while, but in the meantime, if you've got questions, head over to the Android Central forums, head over to the comment section either here or over at Android Central, and let us know what you think. We'll be answering them all week. Thanks for watching.